It's been a while since I have created any video of any sort. It's just that I was trying to do it, but couldn't find anything interesting. And then from some time now, I've been looking for a project, just to have some weekend project and all. And I do these things time to time. I start something and leave it in between and all those things. But this time, I'm thinking that. What I'll do, I'll make sure that I'll complete this from start to end and deploy it somewhere and have it used by at least some people who can find it useful. I think I did it with one of the project where I was building a CSS Battle Chrome extension, which I ended up putting on the Google Web Store. I think it will be there somewhere if I'll search for CSS Battle extension. I think I did not make any like lot of changes to this. This is not the one. This is not mine. I think somebody else has also created this. Earlier, this was like I had the only. So this one, right? So this one I created, but I don't know where it is. It should be there somewhere. Not even sure like what happened with it because I've not even seen it like from just now. I just typed it out for the first time. I don't know in like years. So CSS Battle, I think that this was the name. Okay, it's got removed or something. I don't even know like what happened to it, but this one is definitely not mine. So yeah, so I did it, but I saw like few people from different region tried it out, and then I think it was very it was a very basic version of the extension, so I think people did not use it that much. But what I got from that is that if I'll build anything, not anything, but anything which is remotely usable for very niche category of people, then still I feel it is worth putting it out, right? So I'll upload it somewhere, I'll deploy it, productionize it or whatever, but I'll do that. So this is what I was thinking, and I was looking for ideas like what kind of project I want to pick up. So and I in the process of building it, I just want to record myself. Not sure like because this is not planned at all. Like what I'll be doing exactly, how I'll be building it. But I do have. So I was just browsing YouTube, right, and I came across this video, right, which is there. So in this, he's explaining about how you can answer your system design interview for lead code if you want to build a similar system. So I thought like not obviously not lead code. This is not what I want to build, but what I thought is that it would be fun to create a interview platform where there is uh, a text editor is there, and the interviewer and the candidate both can type it out, and it will be reflected like collab added, something like this. So I think collab added, this is the name, and share it also. I think there are a lot of instances of these kind of apps. So basically it opens up, and it will give me some sort of a unique URL also. Now everybody's asking for a sign up, I don't know why. I think share it is one more. Share it text something. Share text, is this the one? Sharetext.io, I think this is the one. Yeah. So I mean, there are more and more like there are a lot of applications which do the same thing. Where let's say if claim my link. So let's say if I write my name here and I claim it. Okay, I don't want to claim this or anything. Let's say, but how do I make sure that this is giving me? So let's say test. Sorry, test and what all copy. Okay, it's copying this. I think my intention was that I should be able to share this link to somebody and chat. Okay, yeah, this one, sharetext.io, not the other one. This one I've used recently, I think 2-3 days back. Earlier I was using collab edit. So collab edit was also good. So this is like, let's say if I'll say this is a test and create share, it will give me this link, so I can copy this URL, put it here, and I'll be able to see the same text. So if I edit here, let's say okay, I cannot edit it here, but that is fine. This is just for sharing, and this is where I can add it. No? Okay, here also I cannot add. So I think it's just taking a snapshot of this and just putting it there, making it uneditable. But obviously, I'll not be using that. Then come to think of it, I think collab edit was much better because I needed to share only one particular snippet the other day. So that's why I did not realize that it has this issue. But yeah, this is something that I've used collab edit. But yeah, you get the idea, right? So let's not digress. So this is what I'll be building. So you have this. You can type it out here. It should be reflected here in the other tab also, and one will be viewed by the interviewer and one will be viewed by the candidate. So this is how they can communicate, and if they are discussing it out on a problem, they can just start typing. Sometimes it happens when usually when I'm taking the interview also or giving the interview, in both the scenarios I've seen that while giving the interview it's very straightforward because I'll be on screen share, right? Mostly that's what happens in interviews. But let's say if the from the interviewer side, if they want to share anything, they either be sharing in the chat or explaining it to you, whether they can just type it out in the text editor and it will be reflected to you. So that way you don't go to just check the chat and all. And then there is a limit also, like how much they can put. So let's say if they are putting anything big, which does not happen usually in an interview, but let's say if they have a problem which they want to just copy and paste with all the examples and everything, every constraint and everything, so just like that they won't be able to do it. Sometimes it just trims off a couple of like after a certain character limit, so that happens. So yeah, so I think that's too much detailing into like why I want to do this, but I think it's a good idea to start. So some sort of that screen I want, and then in that screen there should be an option like user should be able to switch. So let's open this. I think Xcali draw, right? So I'll try to draw something so it will make more sense. So let's say if this is my screen, right? This is my screen. This is my sort of address bar or something. So now this is the page that I'll have. Here what I want is there will be one view, something of this sort, which is my text editor. So this is my text editor. Here they can start typing the text and all that. And then here I'll have something, let's say, I don't know, let's say text. This is, I'll do it like this. So these are the different tabs. I'll just write a text here. Tabs. So these are the tabs. So one is text. So we have clicked on this particular tab, and this text editor is coming up. What else we can have? Either we can make it big, and what I want is I want to put half of the text here like this, and half should be the whiteboard. It can be a whiteboard also, so it will be useful, something like this. But I don't, to start with, I will not be jumping to whiteboard. That would be too much, I feel. So we will come back to whiteboard, but maybe later. But it will be like this. So there will be a whiteboard. So this is the I think we can name this discussion also. We will see what this can be, but for now I'll just leave it as text or discuss maybe. So this way it will have, or maybe home or dashboard, I don't know. I'll leave it text. I don't want to put too much thought into this as of now. So let's say we have this text is there, and now what else? What else do we want? I want another tab where is let's say problems. So I'll just copy this and create a problem tab. Problem, or let's say I'll just simplify it, write a DSA. So how DSA tab is going to look like? So let's say if I copy this, okay, these two things, and put it here. Oh, I cannot copy it like this. I don't know how to copy in this. I think Control C, Control. let's say if I take this, move down. Oh, I cannot move down like this. I'll put it here, have the space. So similarly, what will happen now here, I can open view exactly like lead code, how lead code looks like. So usually lead code has this UI, right, where there is a problem, something, and then your code editor is here, something like that, right? This is your code editor, maybe this, and your test cases comes here, like for that particular problem. And obviously I'm not going to draw out all the every button that it has, but you get the idea, right? So this is a scrollable, where all the problem statement are. So problems, uh, problem section, and then code section, and then this is your test cases and all of that. So in this, what we would need to do is, and also if needed, right, I can have something like a camera also here, like the view of the camera, so that I can also have here. But I don't know like what will be more useful. So for now, I do want a text editor because there will be discussion, people will be writing code, and I can make this tab switchable. So let's say if they want to write in a text editor, they can have something like programmers also. So I think programmers also has a good UI, and I've used this for a lot of couple of interviews at least. So let's say I'll go to JavaScript only. So in JavaScript also, what? Where is the? I don't know how to. I've never navigated these things. Always I search like this, like programmer is JavaScript. So it will give me this compiler automatically. I always want this UI. I don't know how to get it from the main screen, but whatever. So this is what we'll have. So I think something of this sort is also helpful, and these type of tabs we can have. They have a range of different languages. We don't need these. This can be basically a simple text, and then I can switch. This is the output, but I can have this text editor here instead of this JavaScript. Okay, okay. So this, I'll move it to a separate tab because I think it's lagging a bit. I usually do this with Figma because Figma also lags on the browser. So now it's easy for me to sort of switch. I can switch like this. It's still sticking. Sorry, stucking. I think maybe because of the screen recording. I'm not sure. But to all those who thinks Mac does not lag, like it lags, like it's sort of peaking out right now. Sort of peaking because this is getting heat up also. Or it was my mistake, not sure, but yeah, you get the idea. So this is what I'll be trying to build. I'll have something like this. Okay, now it's working. Something was wrong. I have to close this also, and okay, I think I just said yes to something, and it is installing all the extensions that I have for this particular ID. So yeah, so this program is right. So it's something like this, but it will be a text editor, and then I can have a whiteboard here instead of this output thing. And if let's say some particular test or some compilation they want to do, they can go to, I can create one more tab which is, let's say, playground or something, or maybe I can open this instead of having this particular UI, which does not help that much. What instead I can do, when they go to this main page, when the interview starts, they will be going to this particular UI. This will be the default home page for them. when the interview has started. So they can see this page where they have like a Java, like these range of languages. Now, I won't be starting with these many languages. I can start with JavaScript, maybe to start with, because it's a generic thing, right? We will do it for JavaScript. It works. It works. Then we can add all the other languages also. That won't be a problem. But how do I do that? I don't know, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll do search and all that, those things, and I'll try to figure out. But the thing is, I just need to finalize what I want to do here. So first thing is, when this screen comes, so this won't be a text editor. I'll just make it a code editor. This will be a code editor, and then this will be the output. So some sort of output will come here. If they want, they can have different tabs. So on this, let's say, okay, I'm moving this. I don't want to move. I want to put it here. So yeah, now let's say if we have this particular option, these are the tabs. So let's say I have, okay, I don't want it here. So let's say tab 1 and then tab 2. Oh, these won't be tab 1, tab 2. It will be like code editor. This is one tab. Whiteboard can be another tab, or whiteboard can be an option here also. That would be better, in fact. So then I would not need this code editor, right? So, and whenever they want to put something, they can just always do it via comments. Like they can put it in the code editor only, and then they can comment it out. And since whenever these kind of things are created, right, it's always assumed that there will be chat to share data, to communicate something. I don't know whether I'll be going for that. I don't think so. For at least to start, because this is sort of a chat for me. They won't be because they will be on a call. They will be talking to each other constantly. They don't need to have a separate dedicated chat options also. This can work like sort of a chat, because they anyways need to communicate a very minimal messages, right? Because it will be mostly be, this is the problem statement, this you can put, this is the requirements. So the candidate usually copies it from the chat and put it in the editor anyways. So I can have something similar to this here, let's say, and I'll name it whiteboard. So this will be a whiteboard. So the whiteboard screen will be a single screen that will come, something similar to Excel draw. But this will be the third thing. Like this will be good to have later. I'll pick this up, but I'll start with this text first, and this will be a code editor, and this will be an output. I think this is good enough to start with. So let's write it down. So let's say interview something, right? I'll zoom this. How do I zoom this? Not this much. Okay. Interview platform something. I'll name something better. I don't know. I'll find a name. I'll chat GPT this. Find a good name. So this will be our interview platform, and in this first we'll have, let's say, functional requirements. Functional requirements, right? So what will be these? So first is so now the other thing is authentication. Let's say if we want to start with, there is a user and there is a like by user there are two separate roles, clear cut. So let's say if we have a user, we can have either the candidate and let's say the interviewer. So these are the two main roles that we'll have. They will have separate views, separate sort of control also. uh, the link on which, let's say, the interview will happen should be created by the interviewer, not the other way around. Or it can be, let's say, because it won't happen. Let's say if somebody wants to use this, and user is sort of like, usually interviewer will be asking that open any online coding text editor where you are comfortable so that you can start writing the code. That's what I usually do, and I think I've seen a lot of people doing this also, and candidates are mostly comfortable with this. So either they open, let's say, Programmers or Code Sandbox, all these online platforms, right? That's what they do. So what we can do here is, we should be able to give this option to the candidates, that if they want, they can open this and they can share the link, similar to what we saw in the other thing, this one, similar to what we saw here. uh, so how do we think of this? If you want to do something like that, then we should not put any restriction on candidate. They can also create the link and share it. Then there should not be any restriction. So, and hmm, do we also create sort of a view selector where they will say that I, like, the link is created by, and I'm the interviewer, or they have to select that I'm the candidate, and then certain options will come. I don't think that will work, and nobody wants to, select 10 different settings before they can start the interview. So it has to be very quick. It should be like, they come to this UI, they say start, and then this UI should come up, and this link they should be able to share quickly. So it has to be quick without doing anything, which I think it's fine. It does not matter. Then the view will be same. It's just that the other, like, it's just that two different parties at the other side of the screen, and they are well aware of what their roles are, and system does not need to impose anything from the get-go. Later we can have some specific things, but I think from the start, to start with, let's keep it simple. We will not have anything. So uh, so there will be two type of users, and let's say interview link can be generated by any user. So that is other thing. What else do you want? There should be three tabs, let's say. Let's say system should support what? Free code editor, like, free as in, like, free as in writing. It's free, like, it's not like it has to be this and that. So I'll just write, let's say, code editor should be there, with output with output screen. So this is what we need, code editor with output screen, uh, DSA question, DSA question, like, let's say DSA playground or something, or DSA tests. I'll just say playground. This has more details basically. So what should happen is, just like lead code, interviewer, let's say, even if the link is fresh generated by the candidate, interview can still go, put their problem, put their test cases, and it just should work. So, and but in that case they would need to fill up the output and everything. So it is a lot of setup from interviewer side. So system will give some like, some already available list of problems. So uh, there should be a list of problems should be there, uh, list of problems for interviewer interviewer to select from, and then candidate can just attempt. Interviewer viewer can put their custom problems as well uh, for both for let's say a system, or let's say already, so for already available problems, what should happen? Interviewer viewer should be able to add more test cases, something like this. They can be pretty much edited. That's what. But if they edit the constraint and all of this, then all the other test cases will get impacted. That's a possibility. But they can always add more test cases. This is the initial assumption we are moving on with. And yeah, and then all the other things, right? Whatever lead code basically offers, and this that includes list of problems also. So in an interview, if let's say there is a 10, like there is a list of questions, let's say 20, 50, or let's say 10 to start with. The interviewer should be able to pick, okay, let's say these two problems I want to ask the candidate, and that should start reflecting in the uh, DSA tab. So when they will open this DSA tab, they should see a problem list. So that will not open this editor from the start. It will just list two problems in table format or whatever, and then when they click on that particular problem, then they will see this particular screen. So I think that is the way. Then once they submit, that will, I think, when they submit, the result should be shown to the candidate or not, that we can decide, I think. Because it becomes very clear to candidate when they submit. Let's say if everything is working fine, then they get this confidence. They will be, but if interviewer, it's not a wrong thing, first of all, to have confidence in the interview. It's just that sometimes interviewers does not want to give full picture, just to make sure that when the interview is going on, candidate should not get overconfident also. And if let's say interviewer wants to confuse the candidate just to see how strong the candidate is on their basics or on their understanding of things, they don't want to disclose every little thing about the interview, which is displaying the results also. Like, you don't want to just give the results straight away. It creates a different environment in the interview. That's all I think. Like, people don't prefer that. So let's keep that in mind. We will not show, but that will come later when we'll get to that part. I mean, it's very far in the future. I don't know, like, how much videos it will take for me to get to that part, but when we'll get there, we will see. So I think this is pretty minimum users we'll have now. We are not asking anybody to straight up sign in or do a sign up. This system or this platform should work without anybody signing up for it, at least to start with. And then when the users are there, right? So let's say if interviewer, let's say somebody wants to create their account, we do not need to ask them whether they want to create as an interviewer or the candidate. That basically we don't have any restriction, because if I think of myself as well, I'll be the candidate, I'll be the interviewer, right? So I'll be giving interviews also. So I don't want to maintain two separate profiles or anything. It will be single profile. So the account will not be on the basis of whether the user is candidate or interviewer. It's just a user, and this particular role can be defined at the time of the interview, whether they are acting as a candidate or the interviewer. So that is not our concern at all. User is fine. Authentication, sign up, registration, that is not at all needed, because I don't feel that is the core part of the system anyways. We'll get to it later. But I think create a shareable link Shareable link, which is shareable link. So I think it's fine. We understand like what it means, what we want to do with this. Yeah, so I think this will be the functional requirement. Non-functional requirement we don't even need to think about, but like in the start, it's a good idea to discuss it. Non-functional non-functional requirements would be what? Scale. We will be starting with monolith for sure. I don't need to create 10 different services just to have one single user, which will be me. Monolith is simpler to start with. If needed, we'll feel we need more services, then we can actually switch to it, and it's not that problematic. Like people do that, and it should be followed. Like to from the day zero, you should not be thinking about 10 different services. I think monolith, there are some drawbacks, but it's very easy to maintain. With microservice, it's like it's a good idea, just to start creating services for every small thing. But if you don't have a use for it, then do not go that route. Like it's always good to start with a monolith, and if you have to switch to service microservice, right, then it's really good sign. Like your product or whatever, people are using it, and you will get time to switch to service based architecture. And just to start with service like this microservice architecture, the thing is that it will have a lot of cost also. So from like to start with, monolith is fine. Now non-functional requirements. Non-functional requirement, the first thing is the main thing is like code execution part, right? It's not a non-functional requirement, it's the functional requirement only. That it's just that we need to ensure from tech side, because let's say if some product manager or somebody is talking to you, they are not going to tell you that code execution should be on a separate machine or anything like that. They do not care. They are like, this is my requirement, get it done. It's your responsibility as an engineer that to think there can be a security concern, and it's not can hit, there will be security concerns. So code execution, this is the main thing basically. Code execution should be on separate screen, separate server. So from separate server, so basically from the main server you will not do it. I'll be using Docker, so I'll just write for deployment. It's not a non-functional requirement, it's just for deployment. I think I'll be using Dockers. That's better actually. Docker images. So this is what I'll be using. Cube also, I can use Kubernetes. There I don't know like exactly how it works, but I think Kubernetes, I use it in my like at my work. I am using Kubernetes and Docker. So basically Kubernetes, you create pods, and you deploy Docker images in those pods. So that's how it is. The reason I want to do it, because I was just I was just doing some research, and I saw that this part, right, a code execution part we need to do for these things, for let's say this like for JavaScript also, and when we'll be doing DSA, right, like for lead code also, code execution needs to happen. Now creating a code execution service, or the whole thing, it's not like it cannot be done, it can be done, but there are alternatives or services or providers are there which we can use. So we will be using this Judge Zero actually. So Judge Zero is good, but the thing is it is not free. So if I go to pricing, I see like there are prices. So I actually thought of looking for something else, but then I saw that they have a self-hosted option also, which is free. So I'll see like how I can set it up. I think I should be able to. I've not tried it, but I'll just go through the deployment guide and see. We have to clone this, spin it up, do 50 different mistakes, and then finally get it running. So we'll go through all through that. We'll go all through that, but I think this will be worth exploring, because This is one of the best code execution. I don't know what do they call it. I don't know, code execution product maybe, or platform. I don't know. So that is available, or ID. ID is this. Okay, so I think I can use this also. So if I integrate this somehow here for this part, so let's say if this is my design, so if this code editor can come from let's say just zero itself, then it will be great. I think I should be able to do that. Let's see if I get started. If it's free, then only I'll be able to do it. Oh, this is coming here. This is good actually. And it must be having all the languages. Yeah, it will have all the languages, right? It's a very big, it's very known also, like the very premium product. Mm, I think this deploy the Judge Zero infrastructure on your local machine today. Mm, I'll see this. How can I do? How can I set it up? I won't be doing it now. Also, when I'll be setting it up, I'll be doing it on a video itself. Uh, since this is not a planned YouTube video, it's just it might go here and there. But I think in couple of videos it will get better in terms of where I'm going with things. But this is my idea that Judge Zero I'll use for this code execution. Uh, that will help. That will help. This used integrate Judge Zero. I mean, it's not functional, but yeah, I'll just write it here. Integrate Judge Zero. So I'll integrate this, and then this can be deployed as a Docker image. If not, I'll create a Docker image out of it if they don't provide it already, and then deploy it. Also, what I've done, right? I mean, this can vary for you guys. Like if you want to just follow this and understand how I'm doing this, but I had an old gaming PC which I converted into a home server now. So it's a server which I've created. I think there I can deploy Judge Zero and all these things. So later I'll move to a cloud, proper cloud. But right now I have a server which is just like another laptop in my home. I'll be just deploying there and accessing through IP address. I believe Windows does not allow Docker installation, if I am not wrong. Windows Home, Windows Professional allows it. Can I install? Okay, I was just looking for option how to start recording. Uh, can I install Docker on Windows Home? Yes, you can install. Yeah, then we can install, right? I mean that then nobody should have any issue. Is there any variant where it's not possible? Yes, there are some Windows variant situation where text is not possible or very difficult to use. Old Windows version. I don't know if you feel this is not working. Like if somebody is following and somebody is not able to install Docker on their system, then I think it's okay. You can skip that part. You can just run like a normal project. Like if let's say if there is a project running, if there is a project that you are building, then you can just always do go main, go run main, or npm start, all those things, right? You can run it on the machine itself rather than having it dockerized. So it's fine, I think. Not a big blocker if somebody is not able to spin Docker on their system. It's just that that's what I'm planning to use. The only reason is like it makes my deployment very easy. That's the main reason I would go with Docker. So yeah, this is it. I think I'll start from the next video. What I need, I'll start setting up the project and see how I can move forward. Yeah. So see you in the next one. Thank you.